Hello and welcome to the Players Club podcast. This is episode 14.
Episode 14.
School's almost over, but we bring out content no matter what, even though finals is coming up. How many finals you got?
Let's not even talk about that. Let's get on to the main side. I don't want to think about finals. This is
That's
my time to think about anything
Fair
else
enough.
but homework.
Fair enough.
So I want to start.
You want to address the elephant in the room?
So last episode, when we talked about overrated, players, I wasn't saying Mikey Williams is overrated. I was saying I hadn't heard from him in a while. A few hours later, bro gets on the news. Let me read. I couldn't believe this actually happened. I felt really bad because I wasn't trying to slander him, and now he's in the news for getting booked on 5 accounts of deadly weapon using a firearm in California, and he could serve a minimum of 6 months in county jail if convicted.
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know. Actually, I saw TikTok. Don't know how true it is.
I'm not gonna lie. It's bad, but I laughed.
I saw it today. It was a dude. Wow, that's crazy.
Because it was situated like literally. I just said, "Where is he?" It was crazy at the time. And then immediately he's on the news for getting arrested.
So I saw this TikTok that said he's with a friend, right? He gets a phone call to go hang out.
Was that friend John Morant?
He goes. He's gonna go hang out, and then these dudes, they're like, "Oh my God, it's Mikey Williams! Like, let's go say hi." So they pull up, and then the thing was he flashed them there, right? He flashes the gun. Then they're like,
"Why?
Oh shit!" It's like we got kids in the car. Like, let's dip. They dip. I don't know. Again, don't know how true this is. It's coming from a TikTok of a podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, then apparently he like emptied the clip on the car.
Why?
And that's what happened.
So this was unprovoked?
No, the dudes were leaving because they just wanted to say hi to Mikey Williams because he's famous.
See, that's the whole thing.
Again,
is like,
don't know how true that is. Maybe they did come up with different.
Even if that is true, it touches back on the aspect of these young.
That it's a parade inside the city. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. No. But these young athletes look up to. You can see how ingrained hip hop culture is into basketball. Like, it's almost synonymous. You know what I mean? And there's nothing like it's fine, but you have these issues. Like, obviously, we've had the jaw drama, and then you have something like this where you're in a situation in life where you have made it out of whatever hood situation you made it out of. I don't even know if he grew up like that, to be honest. He didn't. He's been rich for years because he's been on Ball His Life and all that other stuff.
Even like when he was there before he started making his own money, his parents were like not like in a bad situation.
So why do you have to act hard? Why do you have to be gangster? The only one
that does
stuff?
that I can see that does that, but does it in the right way is LaMelo. It's been in the spotlight, right, for a long time. Like, obviously parents had money, but everyone knows Melo acts like the
he's more on the rich
brother.
Flex, flashier side of everything.
But it's not like stupid. Yeah, like he's just like, he tries to be.
You have a chance.
More hood than what he is.
Like, you have a chance to go pro. You can make all this money, set yourself, your kids, like generations, like that kind of wealth, and you throw it away just because you want to look cool with a gun. Ridiculous. Yeah. But while we're on basketball, obviously playoffs are going on. A lot of stuff is happening.
Nick Nurse.
What do you think about?
Nick Nurse got fired.
Oh yeah, that was today.
Yeah, that was today.
I can't believe Toronto. I feel bad for him, honestly.
Hey, he's gonna get a job.
But you see immediately. They were so there were two teams. Ime Udoka was looking as the next. I think he's going to be hired by the Raptors because he was immediately after they say he was fired. They say he was a front runner for next coach. Do you know? Okay. Anyways.
No, I do.
And then they said, what was the team that just said they were looking at Nick Nurse?
Oh, I don't know.
I think it was. Let's see. I don't
Houston?
remember. I think it was Houston. That's what it was.
It's the only one I'm thinking that doesn't have a coach now.
Houston said they were looking at Nick Nurse, which could be good for them.
He got fired. That's why
he could do something with the young squad. There's something about Houston as a franchise.
Houston. I saw a video said they got that Julian Newman type offense. Now that you mentioned him too, that's what it clicked in my head because
he still remains overrated.
They just ISO. Jalen Green ISOs. Kevin Porter ISOs.
They have good young stars.
The only one that gets inside and works team wise is Sengun, and then that's why he's like actually good.
Sengun is baby Jokic. He's good. They wanna. I feel like they have the potential as far as young players as in OKC, even though they don't have the draft picks, but they're just not. Haven't put it together the same way,
They're not. They don't work as a team. Like Josh Giddey and Shea bounce off each other, where Jalen Green and Kevin Porter Jr. are the same player.
Yeah, and they're trying to do their own things.
They're the same player, so they can't physically work with each other. Where like Josh Giddey is more of like I don't need to score. I'm just gonna impact the game, and Shea's like I'm gonna drop 40 on you. Where they work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if one of them has to take like a step back and be more of like a Curry where he's moving around constantly trying to get open and then get the ball, get to his spot, make the shot, like a KD type vibe.
Do you think it's a chemistry thing or like a mentality thing?
It's a mentality, not chemistry. They have chemistry.
They both could just be trying to. They're on the like. I'm trying to get mine. I'm trying to get recognized, and
I'm trying
not
to make
playing
my
winning
highlight.
basketball. Obviously, because they suck. But look at the record, bro.
That doesn't know how you really feel, Jacob.
They do. Am I lying? Like,
oh, actually, damn, I didn't say our names.
It's episode 14. They know us by now.
Yeah, but you still gotta say it.
All right.
Well, to address that, I'm your host Brian Pereira here with my co-host Jacob McDougall. Just in case we.
Anyways, moving on. I want to talk about.
I just said your name and it clicked in my head. That's crazy.
I want to talk about Philly because
3-0.
3-0. No one saw, like, everyone saw this coming. No one thought Brooklyn was going to win. I'm not saying I thought they were going to get swept. I thought it would be a closer series.
Thought they would win, what, at least 1 or 2?
I thought they would win probably 2, you know.
You wanted it to go to 7, huh?
No, I didn't want it to go to 7. I just thought it would because the way the Nets season was ending, they were a 6th seed. They were strong, you know. But Embiid and Harden are just too much. Tyrese Maxey had an insane game in fourth quarter.
Look at Embiid kicking Nick Claxton.
That's okay.
And Harden getting kicked out.
He kicked him straight up in the nuts.
Like, no, yeah, that was crazy. No,
and he didn't get ejected.
I don't think it was the nuts. It was more like
inner thigh,
like the butt. Yeah,
bro, he was stepping over him. It was like inner thigh butt area.
No, yeah, I'm with you though. Yeah.
That's still too close.
Yeah,
he should have gotten ejected.
Oh, 100%.
If Draymond's getting ejected, which we can get on that in a second, Embiid should get the same treatment.
Yeah,
like,
but they don't want to do it because that's the MVP.
Because it's the MVP and Draymond has a history, which he does. But
it is true though. They did
call a spade a spade. Like, come on now.
No, yeah, I did read it though. That like if you do it too much, the slack is a lot less.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So like the fact he's done it so frequently, like if he was to just do it, like instantly Draymond's getting kicked.
And I don't.
Where like Embiid's more of like a screaming at the referee, like. Dude, that's what he sounds like when he screams. He sounds like a child.
He sounds like when he. Bro, someone said he sounds like, you know those chicken like things that you squeeze.
The rubber chicken. I saw the exact same video.
Yeah,
bro.
He sounds exact. I don't know how someone's voice sounds like that, but. I mean, obviously, Philly's going to move on to the next round. I think the Eastern Conference, as far as the series go, they're so much less interesting because they're so one-sided. Look at Boston. They're up.
Didn't Boston lose, though, to Atlanta?
No.
I thought they lost the second game.
There's no way. They did not lose the second game.
I could have sworn, Jacob.
I feel like I would have seen that. You look it up. Anyways, right. Boston's. We know who's going to win that one. We know Philly's going to win. The only one that's interesting is Cleveland. And the Knicks. That's going to be really good.
Oh, no, Boston did win.
I was going to say, what do you...
I just thought... I don't know why. I just thought.
And Milwaukee, too. Everyone was like, oh, Giannis is going to be out. He's see how badly they blew them out without Giannis.
Yes.
I mean, there's no question who's going to win that one, too. Now, in the West, like, the Kings-Warriors has been my favorite to watch. And I think this is the kind of series where...
the grittiest series.
This is the kind where not only you can see the physicality, the energy... of the NBA playoffs. That's why you love the playoffs so much. Mm-hmm. And it's the so far it's been whoever has home court is going to win.
That's what it feels like.
Because obviously we know how the Warriors have been.
And we know that King fan base is crazy.
Yeah, we know how the Warriors have been on the road, and it was showing, you know, first 2 games. Obviously no one saw they would go down 2-0, which was kind of cool. I'm not going to lie. I'm not praying on the Warriors' downfall. But you love to see the underdogs win.
You just want to see the Kings win.
And then, like you said, like the beam,
we're saying
the energy.
They're
right? They're the 3rd seed. Warriors are the 6th seed, and they're the underdogs.
That's crazy.
That shouldn't be the case. But you see how the moment they stepped up in Chase Center, the Warriors just...
Crazy.
I mean, there's not much you can...
energy.
Yeah, and that's what they always do.
40 piece for
If the Kings go up 3-1, then it'll be really interesting because it'll be going back to Sacramento and could seal it off. But I don't think that'll happen. It's going to be 2-2.
Curry did just win his first playoff game without Draymond, so
yeah,
he's got momentum.
But that's his first one? Mm-hmm. Seriously?
First win without Draymond in the playoffs, yeah.
But you see what I mean, though?
40, though.
It's the energy. It's the physicality. Obviously, the refs are terrible in every single game, no matter which one you pick. So, I don't know. It's going to be good.
Speaking of refs, did you see Chris Paul praying?
No.
He finally broke Scott Foster.
He did?
Yeah,
they won. Because they won.
He broke the Scott Foster curse. And there's like an angle where it looks like he's looking at Scott Foster and puts his hand up. Like,
why is Scott Foster still reffing?
I just think he has a personal vendetta against CP.
Really. The numbers are there to prove it.
Yeah, that's just it. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, I think the Clippers could beat the Suns. Yesterday, no Kawhi, no PG.
Yeah.
And they lost by 5.
PG's not even coming back.
They lost by 5.
What was Russ's stat line?
30 and 12.
Oh, he had 30?
30, I think 6 or 8 and 12. Norman Powell, 42.
Norman Powell had 40.
He had 40
How
or
did I
42.
not see anything about that on Instagram?
So I still wish fantasy was going on, man. It got me so many points.
You had him on your team?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, no,
42,
the thing is,
42 points. Russell had 30, 8 rebounds, 12 assists. Bones had 12. I had 20 points. And then that's it.
So
Trey Mann was his 4th highest scorer with 10.
I agree with you that they can. It's possible. I think the 4-5 matchups in both conferences are going to be really good. They've been really good so far. They're going to go to probably 7 games. You know, you would hope as a viewer. I don't think they have enough to pull out against KD. And unless Kawhi turns into 2019 like Raptor, which he's been playing really well.
But 45 to 26 free throws is crazy.
That's insane. That's almost like maybe almost
19,
half, but
that's 19 more.
Yeah. So
all I'm saying is
it's possible. I could see it going 7.
They were on them Suns.
If the Clippers do win though, that would look real bad for Phoenix.
Sergio would not hear the end of it.
Yeah. No,
I promise you he would cry. Because I'd be bullying him.
That would tarnish KD's legacy more too. I'm not a KD hater, but let's be honest.
100%. Like, you have Devin Booker dropping 45.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta win.
Like he's got to turn. You gotta win.
You got one of the best point guards of all time with you. You gotta win.
So obviously, I think Grizzlies Lakers is the one that everyone's got the most eyes on.
I don't care. He's old. I don't respect anyone until he drops 40 on me.
You know what? Bro, I have receipts. I got numbers. I was talking to my brothers about this yesterday. This man pisses me off. He pisses the entire NBA community off so much, and it's infuriating how much attention he gets.
Except Charles Barkley. He said he liked it.
Okay, Chuck. I'm
just saying.
Man, there's a reason why the players don't respect Charles Barkley. I love him, but it's like.
Well, I think just KD doesn't respect him because he bullies him too much.
Let me pull this up. I couldn't believe this. This man, I'm going to read a series of tweets from Dillon Brooks about LeBron. You didn't see any of these?
No.
This is all from 2012.
Oh.
All man's LeBron is the best player in the NBA.
That's crazy.
This is LeBron is mad. Time to go to work. #LBJ. It's about damn time. The champion LeBron James. At King James Snap today, 61 points. This is 2012. That one's 2014. This was 2014. I'm at the LeBron James camp, and he added somebody. He was at his camp. And then come to Memphis at LeBron James. This is in 2018. That's not even that long ago.
No, that's not. That's the first year with LA. That's his first year.
And then
in LA.
He's gonna talk about I don't care. He's old. He's not the. He did recognize. He said he is older, which is true. He's not the same. He's not the same as he was winning championships in Cleveland or Miami.
He said he wished he got prime LeBron.
But he said
Miami LeBron would have put this man in a body bag. He would have had to have security clearance to leave the arena because LeBron probably would have chased him. We all saw what he did to Jason Terry. That would have happened to Dillon Brooks. 110%. There's
multiple players that he's done this to time and time again.
Tiago Splitter, the block he had on him.
Yes,
he would have done that to Dillon Brooks and probably chased him down.
It started before. I forget the name, but there was another guy in 2007 when they went to the finals that was talking to LeBron, and LeBron cooked him. You had Miami, obviously. You have
who was it? Who was in that 2007 finals? Was it San Antonio? I think it was San Antonio.
They didn't win, but it was before the finals, though.
Oh, never mind.
But there was somebody like it was in the playoffs. I forget his name. I wish I could pull it up, but. All this to say, Dillon Brooks has been a LeBron fan this whole time. And then he drops a nice little, 13-2 stat line, something like that. He had 13 points. Yeah. Or 12. It might have been 12. He had 12 points.
Get it right.
And
Don't give him credit.
He gets in the postgame interview talking about, I thought it'd be more of a challenge. You know,
Bro dropped 28 on 65% shooting.
LeBron had
65% shooting.
He had a nearly 30-point double-double talking about it should be harder. Any other players given that stat line, and I said this to my brothers too.
They're going to LA.
Any other player given that stat line, and it's like, oh, he went off. He had a great game last night, but because it's LeBron, it's normal. Think about that.
No, I know. I can't wait. I've never been so happy to watch a Lakers game because I want. Oh my God, I want LeBron to break the scoring record on him. I want LeBron to break the score. Have you seen? I don't know if you saw the stats like in between the two games, or I think it's this season when Dillon Brooks has been LeBron's main defender. LeBron is averaging like almost 70% field goal percentage.
I put it on my story
Off
with
29 or 30 points, something like that, or 28, something like that.
Something like that.
Like he's not holding him.
And over the last 2 games.
Yeah.
He
has
the
last 3 games
over the last
so the playoffs
over the last 2 games, even the playoffs. The regular season probably has good numbers, but the playoffs
like 40 in the playoffs.
He's averaging 26 off of 61% field goal shooting and shooting almost 43% from the 3-point line. 0 turnovers.
Yeah, that's the one too.
That's the one.
Remember.
You're talking about holding LeBron.
Bro's not doing anything.
The numbers don't lie.
Cardio.
He's just doing cardio. He is talking. He's all bark, no bite.
I want LeBron to like block. I want LeBron to have like one of those crazy blocks on him. And absolutely, like, bro, I literally, like, said, I was like, bro, if I was on the Lakers, I would poster this man so bad that if he fell, I would get on, like, I would go down and, like, just stay in his face. I'd get kicked out.
Did you see what,
I would get kicked out for the things that, like, the taunting I would do to that man,
mm-hmm.
I would get kicked out of the game.
I don't know if it was on Inside the NBA, but somebody, oh, man, who was it that said he didn't poke the bear, he just put honey on himself?
Kendrick Perkins. He had a picture.
He had a picture and he had honey and put it.
That's glazing. That's another
hilarious.
Level. That's crazy. That's a grown man putting honey on a picture of a grown man.
That was funny though. You can't even lie. And I agree.
Oh, it was funny, but that's weird.
This next game in LA. And people defending Brooks really make me mad because they were like, "Oh, he's right. LeBron is old, doing whatever." As if Bron hasn't been dropping multiple 50-point games throughout this season alone. After turning 38, he was averaging 38. Yeah. He's different. He's simply different. That's all you gotta say.
40 at 40.
They're gonna be in LA. Next game, Game 3, Saturday. Just watch. Brooks is not. He's gonna get cooked, bro. He's already getting cooked. He's gonna continue to get cooked.
40 minimum. I'm calling it.
It's
40 minimum.
He can. We've seen.
And I promise you, if he holds LeBron to under 20 points, it'll be the craziest thing I've ever seen.
It's not. I
don't think anyone has stopped LeBron to under 20.
LeBron hasn't.
Unless LeBron is missing shots on purpose.
He hasn't gone under 20 unless like a couple times all season. Or maybe not even like. Maybe like one time.
I think it was when he was hurt. When he came back from being hurt.
Yeah, I think it was.
That he just didn't want to try.
But even if he goes under 20, he's gonna have 10 plus in another category. He's gonna have a double-double.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
No, neither can I.
I'm so tired of this dude and the media attention that he gets, and it's the persona, the outfits. He pulled up looking like Cat Williams one of the games. Like, you saw the hair.
That's funny. That's actually funny.
And he thinks he's so cool, bro. You're not.
Bro's trying to bring back jean shorts.
He beefed with Draymond, and before he'd been caught on record saying he wanted to be a Draymond type player. He's beefing with LeBron, and you pull out the tweet saying he loved LeBron and he was at the camp. He was trying to get him to come to Memphis. Like, why are you?
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
At least with Pat Bev, for a while people said his numbers weren't there, but the attitude that he brings to a team, like, he actually does something. Same thing with
Pat Bev is the guy you don't want to play against, but you want him on your team.
Exactly. Same thing with Draymond. Draymond's a key, like, a winner.
Warriors
Draymond can talk too. He has 4 rings.
Yeah, but they don't win without him.
People get mad at Draymond. Draymond has won. He's done it. Yeah. Brooks hasn't won anything. He hasn't done anything. So that's where it's the problem. And I understand the mentality of competitiveness where it's like, anybody you play against, you got to believe that you're better. Or you got to, like, talk them down, be like, they're trash, whatever. Mm-hmm. But also show some respect. Like, when you're trash,
it's not also that. It's also who he's talking about. You're talking about the guy who has the most points scored in all time. He's the only player to be top 10 in 2 different categories.
He's number 1 in playoff scoring too.
He's arguably
most playoff wins,
the greatest player of all time.
Yeah,
and went to the finals 8 straight years.
Yeah, he's gone to the finals more than 27.
Carried a team that I'm pretty sure his second best player in that, like, name me a player from that 09, 07, what was it, 07, 08 finals that he went to. Name me another player on the team that wasn't. I don't think he was there.
He wasn't on.
It was Gauskas, I think, was the center at the time.
There was some dude with the fro.
Then it probably was Vereshchuk or someone. But, like, other than that, like, you can't.
And that's the second time he's done it twice.
Actually, was Delonte West on that team?
He might have been. But there was in the 17-18. It was so bad that SNL made a skit about the other Cavs players. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That's how nobody knew. Like, you had George Hill, you had Tristan Thompson, who's back with LA somehow.
You don't remember the thing that said that, like, the dynasty, though, it was Warriors Cavs for so long.
Yes,
that
LeBron
was there, like, in 2080.
Yeah,
it was like LeBron,
Bronny, and then you had like robot LeBron.
Yeah, it was like LeBron was a robot, Bronny and Bryce, and then it's like Riley Curry.
That's what it felt like in the time. There was 4 years in a row of the same teams.
Yeah,
it felt like it was going on forever.
He just knew.
Mm-hmm.
He just knew they were gonna go.
Yeah, so that's my little Dillon Brooks rant.
No, it's warranted. It's warranted.
It is warranted.
I will say that.
He's a bum. He's a clown. Whatever you want to say. I don't care.
Tell us how you really feel.
I am telling you how I really feel. Didn't Klay Thompson say when all said and done, who's gonna talk about him after his career's over?
That's so fast. You know what? A lot.
The only reason they will is because they're gonna be like,
though.
The internet does this thing where they constantly cycle old content. So it's gonna be like, y'all remember that Dillon Brooks being the villain of the NBA?
That's what's gonna happen. So he wants to get talked about. He's gonna be talked about because he knows he knows no other way he is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, give me a break. So, when I see that post in like 5 years from now, it's gonna be like, because when you're in it, it's like he really wasn't a villain. He tried to get it.
He was just an idiot.
He was just an a-hole. He's just annoying.
Stupid. He's just stupid. That's about it.
Like, people respect competitors. Like Trae Young being the villain in New York. That happened because
he was dropping 35 a game.
And they won. Yeah, that's why.
Because he was cooking New York.
And he did the same thing in high school when they were chanting overrated or you can't do anything. He would win. And then you can be like, oh, yeah, I'm that dude. F y'all. Like, I'm the bad guy. But when you're just riding the coattails of Ja Morant and Defensive Player of the Year, Jaren Jackson Jr., then it's like, come on, bro. You're not even.
Forgot about that.
What option do you think he's on that team? He's not the third.
Nah, Desmond Bane is third.
Desmond Bane is third.
Bro, I'd put Xavier Tillman over him.
I would put him at fifth.
I'd put Tyus Jones over him.
Because he's a starter. Fifth option.
Yeah, you're right.
I was going to say sixth, but I realized he's a starter. Fifth option.
Still,
at best.
Still, he's sixth option. He just starts for the defense.
I mean, what do we even – like, there's no comparison from his situation to other villain situations.
No.
Well, we'll see what happens.
We know what's going to happen. You got that out of your system. So,
yeah. I feel better.
I say we talk about the awards now. Obviously, you mentioned Jaren Jackson was Defensive Player of the Year. I'm like cool with it.
I think we talked about this a while ago.
Yeah,
like
he
who was
up
the
there.
front runner?
So, yeah.
Like I don't see anyone else.
Yeah.
He averaged like 3 blocks a game, something like that.
It was him. It was Bam, and that's pretty much it.
Well, how do you feel about Bam? Because Miami and everything.
The only reason, Jaren Jackson can pretty much. I don't think he can guard 1 through 5, but he can guard 2 through 5. Like the point guard maybe is a little bit too fast.
Mm-hmm.
Like Bam is the primary defender in Miami.
Yeah,
but he gets cooked when the guy's too big.
But as far as being a rim protector and a shot blocker,
he's pretty good.
Best in the game this season.
Yeah, 100%. Like Triple J was out of this league.
Yeah,
this man would fly out of nowhere to get blocks too. Mm-hmm. Like I would just see the block and he's like on the other side of the paint. And I'm like, how?
No, well deserved. I didn't realize they were going to start putting out awards.
That award and then 6 Man came out.
Yeah,
Malcolm Brogdon, which was Malcolm Brogdon.
How do you feel about that?
Completely forgot he was in the league.
I forgot about him too.
Not gonna lie.
When I read the name, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that dude. Couldn't remember his face until today.
Yeah, completely. Just saw Jamal Crawford hand him the trophy, and I was like, oh,
good for him.
I was like, forgot he's still playing. He's in Boston, right?
People were saying Bobby Portis was robbed.
I could see it,
but he was third in the voting. I think. Was it Tyrese Maxey? There was somebody from Philly.
He started too much.
Emmanuel Quickly was number 2 in votes.
I was gonna say Tyrese started.
No, Tyrese started. It was Emmanuel. I always get them too confused.
Bobby started too much. When Giannis is out and all that, it's more like people.
I can see that.
People would mix him up and think he's actually there.
I thought he was a starter.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying in that aspect. So that's. I mean, I didn't. I completely forgot Malcolm Brogdon existed, but I mean he's not starting in.
Is he he's a vet, right? Like
yeah. He played with. You can see he was on the Bucks. Pretty sure he's the one that dunked on Kyrie and on LeBron. Yeah, on the Bucks, and then he was in Indiana for a cool minute as the starting point guard, and then Tyrese got traded over there, and now he's in Boston, if I'm not mistaken.
Good for him, honestly. Yeah. I don't know where he is.
It's good that he actually got it because it brought him back. You know, I feel like it's got him back in the spotlight, got him back to.
Like I said, it's been a while since I heard about him or anything.
That's what I'm saying. We slacking. We gotta get better.
Not for real.
We gotta get better. That's the only award. Yeah, obviously the MVP award's the last one. Coach of the Year was given out as well.
Yeah, it was.
Mike Brown, unanimously. 100% deserved.
You see the video
of him running
during
running sprints during the court.
That was during training camp last year, and they were like, we knew he was going to be coach of the year from this moment.
No, I knew he was going to be coach of the year when he was still with the Warriors and he wasn't allowed to. When he was interim head coach, like when I think Steve Kerr was either suspended or something and got kicked out. I don't know. And he was trying to get to the stadium and he couldn't. Like he was telling the cops, he's like, "Look, I have to be in the stadium. I'm the head coach today." And they're like, "No, we can't let you go. We gotta get the bus." And San Antonio bus just passes by, and Greg Popovich just points at him and waves.
That's crazy.
And he actually they asked him both about it in the press conference after.
That's
and
hilarious.
He was like, "Yeah," he's like, "I couldn't get in." Greg Popovich just saw me, and Greg Popovich's like, "Yeah, I just saw him." And I was like, I texted him. I'm like, "Aren't you supposed to be like there already?" And he's like, "They're not letting me go through." And he was like, "Oh, so we might win."
Did they just not believe him? Be like, "Bro, you're not on the coaching staff."
He was like, he told him, Greg Popovich. I'm pretty sure don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was like something along the lines of like, "Oh, I should have told him to keep you there so we would have won the game or something like that."
That's funny.
As a joke, which I thought was.
I didn't know anything about Mike Brown's career before, but I saw a thread. He was with the Lakers
with
and
Kobe.
Oh, he coached them. How old is he? He's aged phenomenally. He looks the same as he did 20 years ago.
Extremely great.
You know what
he coached LeBron.
Black don't crack.
He coached LeBron, Kobe, Giannis. I think.
He coached. Right? It was Kobe first, and then LeBron, and then he might have been Giannis. I didn't know he was with the Warriors at some point.
He was with the Warriors for a couple years.
He's got a resume.
Twine, that's
for
why
sure.
I've been knowing his name because of that clip. I remember watching it.
So he's definitely. It makes sense that he's been successful.
And he got his shot with the Kings and
and they're good.
Third seed, bro.
The beam.
Third
I love
seed.
when they do that every
5,
game.
4, 3, 2, bing.
It's so cool. I think
King Faithful, baby.
Yeah, 7 games. We want to see it.
Actually, I low-key want that one to just end in 5.
No,
I want them to advance as quick as they can.
It's either gonna end in 5 one-sidedly or it's gonna go 7. Like
I'm with you though. 7 will be good for the culture.
Yeah, absolutely. Now wherever Game 7 ends up, that's who I think is gonna win. So who would it?
It'd be the Kings.
It would be the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, because it's 2-2, 1-1-1.
Yeah.
It'd be the Kings.
So, I guess we'll just have to wait and see on that.
Yeah. You did talk a little bit about what'd you call this? Refereeing being bad. So I want to talk about.
You want to talk about the worst ones in all of pro sports?
No, I want to talk about umpires being bad recently.
Yeah, because they're the worst. That's what I was talking about. I think they're the worst.
So Phil Cuzzy has ejected 3 people this season for, I'm using in air quotes, sticky substance use. And the most recent one was Max Scherzer.
So what exactly is like?
So there was this big thing going around a couple years ago where this thing called spider tack was used, and if your hands are grippier on a baseball, you get more spin, and the more spin, the harder it is to hit. Because, like, for example, a curveball, the more it spins, the more it curves. A slider, the more it slides, all that. Oh, my God.
What?
The NFL suspends 3 players indefinitely and 2 for 6 games for violating the league's gambling policy.
Who?
I don't know. I just got the notification.
When you said,
is my ESPN faster than your Bleacher Report today?
It is,
crazy.
Bro. I didn't get that. When you said suspended, I was thinking, please don't say Alvin Kamara.
Oh.
But his trial comes up in the summertime. No, 3 other
4 Lions players. Jameson Williams.
Oh,
that was nice. Quintez Cephas, C.J. Moore, and then Shaka Toney from Washington Commanders.
2 of their players have been released by the Lions.
They can reapply for reinstatement after 1 year.
A year?
That though the Lions announced that their 2 players have been released.
Bro.
Second-year wide receivers Williams and Stanley Berryhill are being suspended for 6 games each for mobile betting that occurred at the Lions Allen Park facility. They did not bet on NFL games, the Lions said.
What are they getting punished for? The whole thing about sports betting is becoming bigger and bigger just in general with, like, normal people. It's becoming more legalized in, like, a lot of different states. So if they're not betting on, like, their own team and their own stats, what are we doing?
It's crazier, though, because that's the second time that breaking news has happened while we record.
You gotta love it, honestly.
Kyrie, that one, I know that one pained you.
Oh, absolutely. You could hear it in my voice.
Yeah.
Wait, so I want to talk about this for a second because, like, Calvin Ridley, after that whole thing happened, people were like, NFL, what are we doing? Let's change the rules. Like, he shouldn't be suspended for a year for gambling, even though throwing games is bad, even though if he did for one game.
Actually, he actually bet that the Falcons were going to beat the Jaguars and then got traded to the Jaguars.
He's going to have a monster comeback season. But, like, after that situation, we're like, it couldn't possibly happen again. Players wouldn't be that dumb. And then immediately, right now.
Yeah.
I think that's... That feels.
I don't know.
That
it's
sucks,
a weird
bro.
state.
Second-year wide receivers too.
But sports gambling is also legal in certain states, so it's like it's like tricky. So it's like they're not breaking the law. Or doing
so what are they getting
stupid.
in trouble
They're
for?
getting in trouble for violating their league's policy. So it's like it's kind of like a gray
area. Do you think
area.
it's a fair punishment though? Because like
I think 6 games is not a whole
6
year.
games. Yeah, a whole year is
me?
ridiculous. 6 games, that's fine. But you have a league where people can. I mean, I'm not saying it's fully convicted, but like you have all these allegations with like assault, battery, straight up murder, any other thing, and the players get off.
Hernandez, we're bringing that name back.
Players get off so easily, and then oh no, they gambled, and then it's like
a whole year.
Yeah.
Even with the whole Josh Gordon situation,
yeah,
that man was in and out, getting suspended, getting it back in, getting suspended, and it's like, bro, he's not doing anything. Like
he smoked a little bit, right? And then like
because it helps him with his anxiety.
Now the NBA is finally like not testing for like marijuana anymore, so we'll see how.
They're the second sport.
We'll see how that.
Yeah, they're the second sport to do that.
Who's the first?
Baseball.
Oh, really?
Baseball stopped doing it a couple years ago. Yeah.
Cause like, I don't know. It to each their own. It's not one of those things that's really gonna affect their play. Obviously, they're using it for like outside, like causes, like you said, stress or relief or like pain relief and stuff like that. But they're not like crazy addicts who're just gonna sit with like a blunt in the middle of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Baseball players used to smoke cigarettes. That was a fun time.
Ugh.
Anyways, back to what we were talking about. Spider tack was a sticky substance that pitchers were allegated. There was allegations that pitchers were using that and helping them pitch. And Garrett Cole was like the face of that, where people were like, he's using spider tack, and people were like, no, he's not. He's just good. And whole speculation that went on. However, Max Scherzer is like a profusely known sweater. Like, everyone knows this man drenches, like, in sweat during a game.
Wouldn't that make your throwing worse? Because it's slippery?
So, pitchers are allowed to use rosin, which is the little white bag on the mound.
Yeah.
You mix that with sweat, sticky. It's completely legal. Because sweat is a natural substance. It's not like he's physically made. Like, no. Rosin is legal, and he's just a sweaty dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just rub it into baseball. You get the baseball, you rub it. Rub it good enough. The ball can stick to your hand a little bit. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Continue. My bad. Continue.
The ball can stick to your hand.
Yeah.
No, finish. You got me thinking. A little bit,
Bro,
and then there was a video of Trevor Bauer, who's the pitcher who's suspended, who's in Japan right now. Wrong country. And he was like on TikTok when he was with the Dodgers. He's proven that he's like, let me wet my hands a little bit. Literally set up a phone, put water in his hands. He's like dried it. He's like, I'm sweating. He got rosin, put it in his hands, dragged it through his hair, like the sweaty hands with rosin. Picked up the ball, went like that, and the ball would start sticking to his hand. And he tried it with just water in his hands, and the ball would fall. Mm-hmm. He did it, and the ball would stay there for a little bit. And he's like, completely legal, right? That's what Max Scherzer did. Mm. Like, when he was in Washington, he would have to change his jerseys mid-game because it would be too wet because of how much he sweat. Like, he
sweat that much. That's gross.
He's a workhorse, so, like, he's sweating, he's angry, he's mad.
So you said, was he the only one or there was 2 others?
No, there was 2 others. I don't remember the other 2, but they've been kicked out by the same umpire. But what's tricky about Max Scherzer's situation is he was on a podcast where a former baseball player, A.J. Przinsky, has it, and he's talking about how he uses rosin and he mixes it like with his sweat, and it's completely legal. 2 days before he goes and pitches, and talks about how sticky substances were bad and how he didn't use them. Mm-hmm. It would be extremely stupid for him to then go use the sticky substance 2 days later.
Yeah,
it's completely stupid. So people are like, yeah, Phil Cuzzy. They got to kind of look at him because there's only been 3 players kicked out this year for sticky substance or foreign substance abuse, and they've all been kicked out by the same exact guy.
So what do you know about the other 2 then? Do you think it's the same situation, likely? Or
I don't know, because there's been situations where people haven't been kicked out. Like Joe Musgrove last year, pitcher for the Padres, still is. He had like a sweaty ear, and his ear was really shining more than his left ear.
Mm-hmm.
Really weird.
Yeah.
And the Mets asked to check him, and they were like, "No."
No, I remember
sweat.
seeing that. I remember seeing that.
And then he like got mad at them and argued at it. So it's like, oh, Max Scherzer, who's a crackhead, like he goes to the umpire, goes, "I swear on my kid's life, I didn't. I'm not using a foreign substance. Like, I swear on my life, I swear on my kid's life, it's just rosin and sweat." And he 100% doubled down. He backed down on it. In the press conference, said the exact same thing. They asked him, "What'd you tell the umpire?" He goes, "I told him, I swear on my kid's life that I'm not using a foreign substance, that is sweat and rosin." And that's what it said. And a lot of people are like, I believe him because it's Max. I believe him because it's Max Scherzer. He's too crazy to cheat, and he's like too smart, too technical on baseball to cheat. So I think he actually.
So as far as the community, are they like behind Scherzer? Or are they like?
It's like kind of split.
It's split.
Yeah, there's some people that think, but a lot of like, let me not split it. I would say more 75-25. A lot of people are behind him. Like, oh, like there's other situations where the same thing has happened and the players didn't get kicked out. Why did he get kicked out?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that are like behind Scherzer because like, nah, he's not gonna cheat. He's like way too smart. So it's like those are the people. Like there's two different people behind him.
What team is he on?
The Mets.
Is it like Mets haters that are against him?
No. It's
yeah.
people that don't like Max Scherzer. Because this guy was hated when he was in Washington. He was hated when he was in Detroit. Well, not actually in Detroit. He made more of his career in Washington, and a half a year he was spent in L.A.
Why is he hated so much?
Because he's like
he's good.
He's very like vocal. So like he's like he pitches and he's just weird, bro. He's a weird dude. Like he's always arguing about like technical things with the umpires and stuff like that. He's very like you see him and he's like very, what's the word? Not exaggerated, but like he's very projected.
Yeah.
So like everything he does is like very extra.
He's very animated. Like
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, I got you.
So just not my day.
No,
that's what it is.
I get you. That makes sense then. But
I don't know. I'm kind of behind him. I don't think he cheated, but
who's like best record right now in MLB? I know the season literally
Tampa
just
Bay
started.
Rays.
But really?
16-3.
16-3. Wait, what did you say that they would be?
19-0.
It's
close enough.
That's
it's
close.
Close enough.
That's close.
I said 19-0 by the time we record, but they lost 2 games to the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays broke their record, snapped their record, and then they lost the second day as well, Saturday, and then they won Sunday 8-1, something like that. So
did they end up just tying the record? They didn't break.
Yeah, they tied the record.
Dang, that sucks.
Yeah. Well, the team that did it most recently was the Brewers in 1987, and they went on to lose 12 straight. So at least they didn't do that.
Yeah.
They only lost 2 and then 1, and everyone was like, "Oh, that's what they get for finally playing a real team. They played the Tigers and the Red Sox. Oh, they played the Blue Jays now, but the Blue Jays suck.
Yeah.
Like their best pitcher's playing. Like
speaking of the Tigers, it's funny. I literally just saw it because I was wondering why that sounded so familiar. I just saw a video like today. There's this guy who put on Instagram. He was like, sorry, like I'll let you get back to it in a second. But he was like, I was so excited to go see my Tigers play until I saw my seats. And he walked
the one
up
behind the foul pole.
Yes, he was behind the pole.
Yeah, I saw the video.
That was so funny.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
You know, there's a seat in Boston, where you sit directly behind a pole, and it's like a seat that everyone knows, and I think it's highlighted like a specific color.
See, stadiums shouldn't be allowed to sell seats like that because they know
the Tiger Stadium. I get because it's more recent. Fenway's from 1918. So they're like they haven't remodeled the stadium ever since.
But you know what I mean? Like
they still have a digital scoreboard, but they still use like the one like on the green monster where they change it by hand.
There's a lot of stadiums that have that issue, whether it's like baseball or any other sport, and it's like they make these spots where they can fit a seat. They don't think about the view.
Have you seen the football one where it's like directly a wall and one end zone? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's what I'm talking about. Like you make a spot where they think a seat can go for more money, and it's like they don't think about the view. Come on, right behind the foul pole.
That was funny, but it was a Tigers game. You could have bought tickets anywhere else.
I know.
They could just get up and move.
Everyone in the comments is saying your first mistake was being excited to see the Tigers.
Yeah, that too. that too. Honestly, bro, at this point.
No, that was funny, but yeah. Sorry, I don't even remember what you were saying to me.
No, I was just talking about the Rays that they.
Yeah.
That they were like, oh, they finally played a team, and then they were playing the Tigers, and they had swept the Tigers, but. No, the only other thing I know that happened in baseball is that the Oakland A's are going to be the Las Vegas A's, possibly.
Is Oakland cursed? Like, what's going on with their sports?
Arguably.
Is it just poor franchises?
Well, no,
is it
the
city?
sucks.
The stadium.
It's the worst stadium.
Yeah, I've heard about the stadium.
It was the worst stadium in football, and it was the worst stadium in baseball. Mm-hmm. So, shocker.
Everybody just shipping out of Oakland.
It's just that they're going to Vegas, which is kind of crazy.
What do they have now? Do they have, like, a hockey team, or do they have, like... They don't have anything.
Not that I know of.
That sucks. For real.
Not that I know of.
But Vegas is on the come up. I mean, Vegas has always been Vegas, but sports-wise, they're on the come up.
They in the last 10 years, I don't know if you saw it. I saw it. The A's, the Raiders, the Aces, I'm pretty sure it was like 30-something, 30 dogs or something like that. I don't know what sport that is. They have the Pro Bowl. They held an NFL draft. They held a Formula One Grand Prix, and they held the college football national championship, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is.
It's sport-wise, it's growing, but also because sports gambling is legal.
Exactly.
What
so everyone's shipping off to Vegas.
The gambling capital of the U.S.
Yeah.
So that's why.
So what are your thoughts on the whole situation
of Oakland leaving?
Yeah.
About time.
But so I was reading. Well, I read the title for an article.
Believe it or not, I believe they're the worst fan base in baseball. Honestly, worse than the Marlins. Like, they genuinely sell less tickets than the Marlins.
So, you talk about the fans. The fans, I think this weekend, because I heard about it on a different podcast, they were talking about doing what's it called? A, like, reverse boycott or something. So they're going to...
Of Oakland?
Yeah.
So, like, going to all the games?
Yeah, they're going to go to, like, the game. Because they have a game this weekend, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
They're going to, like...
crazy.
The city, like, is encouraging the fans and they have everything. Put out a petition to go to the game and, like, fill the stadium and be like, no, don't leave. We have fans here. Like, the reason that they're bad and that you want to leave, it's not because of the fan base. It's because of the ownership is what they're trying to say. Which I've heard the ownership is...
It's both.
So, with that being said, them leaving...
You know why the A's got a bunch of recognition in 2012 and 2013?
Why?
Moneyball. Because it was about the Oakland A's.
So it's like with them leaving to Vegas, because the article that I was looking at was like the same problems could potentially ship over to Las Vegas. You know what I mean? A change in ownership might be what they need rather than a change in location. Because you move the same team to a different spot doesn't mean the team's just automatically going to be better.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
No, I see it.
Hopefully the fans show up and show out. I mean, Oakland needs something.
I wonder if they're going to rebrand out of the Athletics.
I mean, honestly, they could. The Athletics isn't really like crazy.
It's kind of
it's just
name, I'm not gonna lie.
The Athletics, cool. You're athletes. What do you do? We're athletic. Like,
right.
You know, like
I'm
it's
not gonna lie.
I don't like to hate on like a lot of team names or whatever because some of them can sound ridiculous.
It's a bad name, bro.
But a lot of them are not.
It's a bad name. Like
no disrespect to the MLB, but I feel like MLB has the most where it's like, because that's how you know it's old. Like they really came up with them like a long time ago.
The only one I could think of that's pretty bad is just the Oakland A's. Everything else is like kind of related to area wise.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
You know, like I don't know the Marlins, but there are a lot of Marlins in the ocean. I guess that
makes sense. It's Miami,
Houston Astros because NASA.
Yeah, I mean,
Houston, we have
my thing is like
that's why
the Reds. What is that?
I don't know. To me, they have like the best City Connect uniform on the fact that it says Space City. That's kind of hard because NASA.
So I do have a question. This might sound pretty dumb, but like, what is a Met?
Metropolitan.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
They're actually.
I just thought about that, and I was like, I don't know what the Mets means.
It's the New York Metropolitans, but no one's gonna say
Metropolitans.
That. Yeah, no one's gonna say that, so they just call them the
That's
Mets.
their official name.
Yeah. No, they were. That was.
They
their
were
original
that,
name.
but they're the Mets.
Mm-hmm. It was just shortened to Mets so much that people just called it
the Metropolitan.
So if you
Mets
were to call
sounds
them,
cool.
If you were to call them the Metropolitans, in New York, people know you're talking about the Mets.
Metropolitan.
So it's the Metropolitans and the Bronx Bombers.
Who?
Yankees.
What?
The Bronx Bombers because of all the home runs they used to hit. Yeah, because it's a small stadium. Bronx Bombers, yeah.
How long has that been a thing? The Bronx Bombers. That's crazy.
Since they've been in the Bronx.
I never heard of that.
Yeah. Which I think is always.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I want to say it might have started with. Don't quote me on this, but I could be completely wrong. I could go back from the Babe Ruth to Lou Gehrig era, or it could be later. But yeah, they're the Bronx Bombers. Yeah, the Reds is crazy though. They're just a color. Yeah, now that I think about it.
Yeah, no, I'm
that's
like
crazy.
And they're Cincinnati, right? Mm-hmm. What? I don't know. That's what I thought about. I'm like, I don't know what a red is. I feel like other sports have it based on an animal. Like I feel like NFL has a lot of birds. They got a lot of like figures or something like that. Basketball is kind of weird.
It is.
Because with basketball, it's like either a local thing or I don't know, because teams have moved around. Same with NFL.
Yeah.
Teams have moved around and they've changed
baseball too.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's weird.
Not really. Like, not really moved around. Like, the Dodgers were Brooklyn Dodgers, and then they just moved to L.A.
But they still kept the Dodgers.
The name. Yeah, the Marlins changed to Miami because the previous owner, his plan was to sell the team anywhere.
Anywhere?
Whoever wanted to buy the team, he could move the team no matter where,
and
they could still keep the same name, Florida Marlins.
Yeah.
You can't move a Miami Marlins team to Jacksonville and expect it to be the Miami Marlins. That's why he named them the Florida Marlins.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, we're keeping them here, so they changed it to Miami.
And the Rays make sense too.
I still think Florida goes kind of hard though. Florida Marlins went a lot harder than Miami.
I mean, but they're not the only Florida team. So
no, yeah, but I just saying like that was in my eyes it was like harder. You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, because you kind of they're named off the city anyways.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Rays makes sense because well, Florida Stingrays, water, like all that in the same vein. Does Phoenix have a team? Sorry, I was thinking about this yesterday, and who
Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, that's who they were. Because I wasn't gonna do this on the pod, but I was thinking like, how many MLB teams can I actually name?
There's 30.
I know there's 30. I cannot name 30, but I was like, I can name like 10. And then I was thinking about Arizona, and I was like, I don't know who is in Arizona, but yeah, maybe we'll try that maybe next week. Give me some time to study.
There's 5 in L.A. There's in L.A. Golly,
in California.
In California, yeah.
Yeah, California has a million sports teams in general.
There's 5 baseball teams in California. So if you can name that, and you can name,
I can name the New York teams.
You can name the 2 in New York and the 2 and the 3. Let me just say in the Southeast.
Yeah. So my strategy was to go by state. So I was gonna obviously do California, New York, Texas, and Florida, and that was it.
That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Ohio has 2 because they have Cleveland, they have Cincinnati.
Kansas City. I know the Royals.
Yeah, there's 2. There's actually 2 because they do play in. I believe they do play in Kansas City, Missouri. Not in Kansas City, Kansas. And then you have St. Louis as well, Missouri.
Yeah.
There's 1 team in Georgia. There's 2 teams in Florida, 2 teams in Texas. I always forget there's 3 basketball teams in Texas.
Because 2 of them suck.
No, because 2 of them are I always forget about San Antonio Spurs for some odd reason.
Because they're bad.
I just always forget they're not. Like I always think they're outside.
What do you think of when you think of the Spurs? The first thing immediately.
Greg Popovich.
Exactly.
Tim Duncan.
Everyone thinks of
Oscar Robertson.
Who's still affiliated with the team?
Tim Duncan.
Everyone thinks of
not
Greg Popovich.
Not anymore. That's right. I don't think Tim Duncan's a coach anymore, right?
No, I don't think so. So you think of Popovich and obviously one of the greats, if not the greatest. But other than that, who? Wembanyama if he goes there?
That's facts.
Like
that is true.
And then Houston, we'd already talked about Houston. They're in their own situation. So
yeah. But going back to Arizona.
Yeah.
Did you see their new football uniforms?
I'm not gonna lie. The first thing I said out loud, my roommate heard me. I was like, "These look exactly the same." And then I looked.
I'm not gonna lie.
And then I looked closer, and I was like, "I guess they're a little bit different."
The red, trash.
It looks like the red they've always been. Is it just me? Am I crazy?
Tell me they don't look like an all red Lego. The red one, with just a white head.
Wait, hold on. Let me pull this up.
It's white and it says I think Arizona.
It says Arizona in big bold letters.
Just spaced out Arizona. That's it.
And it's like
it's the most default uniform you can make on like Madden.
The white is clean. I think the white is solid.
I think the white and black are not bad. The red is stupid.
But they've already been running. So they say
the red is stupid.
They say new, and it's like this is the same color scheme they've been running.
It's the same color scheme. It's like they tweaked the design.
What did you tweak about this? Like I'm looking at this right now, and all I see is there's less yellow on.
Yeah,
them,
their best players out there. You know, it looked like he was wearing garbage bags at that fashion show. DeAndre Hopkins.
I didn't even see. I just heard that he was in a fashion show.
Yeah, Fear of God.
And I was like, this has got to
be. You know what's funny? It was a Fear of God fashion show, right? And everyone in the comments, I don't know if you remember about what he did to
This looks like a high school team or something.
It does. I don't know if you remember. God, what was his name? On the
I like this better. I like the old better. Like it looks more unique.
You remember the Hard Knocks?
Which one?
When he was in the Texans and he broke the dude's ankle.
No. Oh yeah.
He said it's fear of God. You know, he said I fear God. I fear God, homie. I fear God.
Yeah.
Everyone in the comments was like, he fears God, boy. He only fears God, homie. I was like, yes. I was like, cultured
that's
people,
a goated quote, bro.
I was like, cultured people, bro. It was the greatest thing ever that they were all saying. They were like, he does only fear God, boy.
That's true.
I was like, yes.
I didn't see the picture. I just saw the headline, and I was like, this has got to be the most random thing, but I guess we'll talk about it.
Definitely random.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck is he doing in a fashion show? He's not the first one. Wasn't Kuzma in a fashion show at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know this whole thing about athletes and fashion. You know, do whatever they want, I guess. But oftentimes the fashion looks weird.
Just D'Angelo Hall. I knew it was D'Angelo, but I wanted to say the wrong last name.
I forgot about D'Angelo Hall.
Yeah, ended his career. He literally ended his career.
He was in Washington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother used to play it on Madden, bro.
Yeah. That was yeah.
Nah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's an all-time clip.
Also, the NFL draft is coming up.
Wait, when is it?
Next week.
Next week,
Thursday.
Who do you think's going number 1?
You know, I found out C.J. Stroud is not getting drafted by the Texans because of his friendship with Deshaun Watson. Don't know how true that is.
I didn't know they were friends.
Neither did I, but I read that. I don't know if it's how true it is or not.
I think this draft will be way more interesting because it's a lot more QB heavy. Last year was like very defensive. Like the first 8 people were like defensive players, and that was the first draft that I ever watched.
The Giants took a defensive player. Round.
We got a wide receiver, luckily.
Yeah,
but it'll be good. CJ Stroud's probably gonna go. Do you think he's going number 1?
I could see it, but I feel like for some reason Anthony Richardson made a big push, but I think Bryce Young is the lock for 1.
It's probably gonna be Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson at 2.
Yeah, I can see it. Anthony Richardson just made a big splash. Everyone wants him now.
Yeah,
because they found out how athletic he is.
He's kind of like Cam Newton 2.0.
Low key, I was gonna say that, but I get Jalen Hurts vibes. I'm not gonna lie.
No, see, I was thinking he looked. His athleticism reminded me of Cam, but also
the speed.
The speed was a Jalen Hurts, and his build too. He's not
he's young. He's skinny.
He's tall,
he's not skinny, but he's
because Cam wasn't skinny either. But
no.
Richardson's build, he's not he's thick. He's got dense legs and everything. He's a power. He looks like a power running back. You know what I mean? But he can also launch it 70 yards.
Yeah, no, he's made a big push, so that's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. See who goes first. I
don't have much to say on that. I don't know a lot of people that are in.
I've been too focused on basketball and baseball recently.
Yeah, because, NFL it's been super quiet. We're talking about fashion shows. That's our NFL news.
Yeah, and new uniforms.
Yeah, and new uniforms, which are trash.
But, no, all right. So, to finish off, I wanted to ask you, because you told me last week to, you had a bigger overrated list. We obviously all that to talk.
Yeah.
I actually have, you had mentioned we had talked about, knowing our favorite sport, knowing questions about it. Mm-hmm. So I actually found some basketball questions for you.
Ooh, okay.
Just because I want to see how, I want to see if you know them.
Oh, you're testing
I'm testing your basketball knowledge. I got 4 questions for you.
Certification, okay.
4 questions
Let's
for
see
you.
if I get these right.
The first one I have here is who holds the record for most free throws made in one season?
All time?
Mm-hmm.
This better not be somebody from the 70s, because that's not fair.
You're gonna know who it is, even though it's not in our time. You're gonna know who.
Most free throws all time.
Yeah, it's a big name.
James Harden?
No, not from our time. It is from before.
Oh, it's from before our time.
Mm-hmm. I do want to say 70s, 80s.
Most free throws? Were they really calling it like that back then?
Mm-hmm.
See, most free throws then could have been 10.
That's what. No, this was 860 in one season.
But how many do they get on average now? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
You said 79 games. It wasn't 82 back then.
No, he played. It was 82. He just didn't play the whole season. He's arguably the most.
You said it was 860.
He's arguably the most known.
See, that's about 11 free throws a game. So that's really not.
That's the most. He's the most known figure outlined in basketball. That's a big hint right there.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Why am I blanking on his name? This is really bad. This is not looking good for me. I know exactly who you're talking about. It's the logo.
It is.
You said
Jerry West.
Jerry West. I knew it was Jerry.
West.
I almost said Jerry something else.
Yeah. The figured outline was.
That was good. That was a great hint. I immediately thought of the logo.
This one blew my mind. So you're gonna probably think of someone else.
I know who Jerry West is, by the way. Don't.
You just forgot the name.
It was a blank.
The most consecutive double-doubles. Like, not in a season. It's just consecutive games.
Double-doubles?
Yeah.
Just like period?
Mm-hmm. This is like.
Is this modern?
Yeah, he's playing now. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I saw this name, and I thought, I'm going to tell you this. I thought it was going to be Ben Wallace, and it's not. He has the most double-doubles all time in one season. But not consecutive, like back-to-back. This one blew my mind. He's still playing to this day. I will say that.
Is it like a vet? It's got to be a veteran.
Yeah, it's a vet.
Oh, man. Eastern or Western Conference?
Was in Western, Eastern, played in Eastern, big impact, and now he's on another Eastern team.
He's on another Eastern team, so he moved around.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in the playoffs right now?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? This is tough.
I know, but I wanted it's questions you would know the players. I'm not gonna get like.
See, this is gonna suck because the moment you say it, I'm gonna know who it is.
I'm not gonna say something when James Naismith made basketball or something like that. Not one of those dudes. No.
I don't know. Oh wait. Are they on Boston?
No.
Milwaukee. I can't do the whole.
They're playing that series.
They're playing in Boston.
No.
Oh, the Milwaukee series.
Yeah, they're in that series.
Is it Chris Middleton? No, it
No.
can't be. He's been out too much.
No.
So playing in that series, but they might not be on. They're on the other team.
But Chris Middleton also played the Bucks his whole career. This is a dude who started in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Then went over to the Eastern Conference. Was a big impact on that team. They won a championship, and then is now on another team in the Eastern Conference that's playing against Milwaukee.
I'm not looking it up. I'm just like. I'm trying to look at. I don't know.
Kevin Love. That blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie. But then the numbers this man put up in what you call this in Cleveland and in Minnesota were crazy.
I forgot all about Kevin Love.
Oh, that's disrespectful.
I'm sorry.
I think this one you can get. Most consecutive years coaching a team at 500 or better.
Most consecutive years coaching a team at 500. Is that Popovich?
No.
Coaching a team at 500 or better?
Mm-hmm.
Steve Kerr?
No.
Hold on. It's got to be.
This was 20 years.
That was 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Most consecutive. No, let me think of coaches. How long has Spoelstra been a coach? Not 20.
Not Spoelstra, 20 years. I will tell you that. I will tell you that it ain't Spoelstra.
It's got to be somebody that's old. So, like, that long. He's been there a long time.
I thought this one would be kind of obvious.
Kind of obvious. Well,
yeah.
It probably is, but I don't know why I can't think of coaches right now. Give me a second, all right?
All right.
Eastern or Western Conference? Both?
Mm-hmm.
So he's moved around. This is really bad.
He's coached some of the GOATs. Coached the most dominant big man of all time.
Oh.
He's the only person to control a crazy dude on the court.
Phil Jackson?
Yep.
Yeah, there it is.
That one's. You can see it, right?
Yeah.
But you can see
the moment
why.
you said it, I was like.
But you can see coaching 500.
Oh, Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
His
greatest coach
resume is insane.
All right, and this is the last question. Who has the highest career 3-point percentage?
Shaq.
No.
Shaq's 100%. No. That's why I'm looking at you like that. That's a trick question.
No, this is
a trick question.
This is people that actually shot threes.
Okay, because let's
not Shaq and Giannis who barely shoot. No.
He's 100%. That's all I'm saying. So
this dudes that actually shoot a lot.
I don't. Now, don't be mad. I think Seth was up there. Seth Curry was up there, but I don't think he's the greatest all time. The greatest 3-point percentage ever?
Mm-hmm.
Are they still playing?
No, they're coaching.
They're coaching.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not coaching. Is he coaching? No, he's not coaching. Eastern or Western Conference?
Western Conference.
Okay. Are they in the playoffs?
Yep.
Who was the coach for? Oh, Steve Kerr?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was about to say he's the only one that played and he's a shooter.
Yeah. That one honestly surprised me because I thought Seth was going to have it because I know Seth's like a 42,
Steve Kerr was like that
Steve
back
Kerr's
then.
43% from three.
He was like that back in the day, bro.
Yeah.
Those are good questions. I like that. I'm gonna find some baseball ones for you next week.
There was a lot of easy ones where it was like most points in a game, Will Chamberlain. Most triple doubles in a season. Like
that's
what
easy.
2 players have averaged triple double for a whole season? Like, okay, we know that, right?
Yeah.
So it was stuff like that. So I just wanted to see. Then
I did have something for you though.
Oh.
Like, cause I saw this on Instagram, and I wanted to see like how well you would do. Cause some of these I got wrong too. Mm-hmm. This was the top 10 highest earning NBA players of all time,
including endorsements or just in the NBA.
And just NBA. Cause if it was endorsements, a lot of these guys would like. One of them is like these guys would have a lot more money. So just NBA.
Is Shaq on that list?
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. What place do you think they're at, though? Do you want to go by placement, or do you want to go by like names? Because you're gonna have to guess all this.
I'll have to guess all that. The number one most earning basketball player in the basketball contract.
Do you want to go 10 to 1 or 1 to 10? Let's go 10 to 1.
Okay, then.
So I'll start with 10. Who do you think is at the 10 spot? Number 1 highest earning, or number 10 highest earning?
Is it only players?
Yeah, it's players.
NBA is crazy. There's not big contracts in NBA.
This one surprised me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. You can ask questions.
So are they playing like now or no?
Yeah, he is.
Like, so he's a veteran. He's not like
he's a vet. My hometown. I'll give you a hint, or near my hometown, I guess.
What, he played there?
He played, yeah.
So he played in Washington. So it can't be Jordan.
No,
because that's what I'm saying. Jordan's higher on the list. He's got to be. Maybe not. No, with your face, he might not be on the list. Wait, so he played for the Wizards?
Yeah. Who's the guy?
John Wall, Gilbert Arenas. Oh, I was just gonna start naming
John
Wizards.
Wall.
Okay,
$276 million.
Oh, because he got 42 for sitting.
Yeah.
He got 42 for sitting. I forgot that
he
contract.
Finessed.
I forgot that
finessed that contract. So he's at number 10. I didn't think Wall would be on this list at all. $276 million.
10 is crazy.
Now who's like number 9? Who do you think?
Are they playing?
No.
Wade never had a big contract.
You mentioned dominant big men.
Dominant big men. So then they're not playing. No, it's not a Piston because the Pistons didn't make that much money.
No.
Did they recently stop playing?
No.
So were they playing during our time, Jacob? During when we watched the NBA?
Depends on how old you are. Our time, yeah.
Okay. Well, we were born in the same year.
Yeah. So our time, yeah. But if you're like younger, if you're like, 10.
So was he playing until like 2010 or after?
I believe so.
Was it Yao Ming?
No.
Well, no, wait, that's stupid. He wasn't playing in 2010.
I thought Yao Ming retired way earlier.
He retired earlier. That was stupid on me. I was just dominant big man. I'm thinking dominant.
Come
big
on.
Man. Well, we got what? There's Shaq. There's Yao. There's
You said it.
Oh, Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq.
I didn't think he would be ninth. I
He's
thought he would be
ninth
higher.
With 286.
I thought he would be higher because he had a big contract from the Lakers and he had a big contract from the.
But I don't know how much of those panned out because he did move around a lot and took a lot of that minimums in the end.
But 160 for first contract with the Lakers, and he signed another contract with the Lakers that then transferred to I don't know. I thought it'd be more.
It's just a lot of people have made more.
Yeah,
so number 8.
Are they playing now?
Yeah.
This is hard.
This is getting into the 300 mil plus territory, just so you know. He's still playing playoffs, balling right now.
Harden.
Yes. How the heck did you guess that?
Balling right now.
There's no way. Yeah, 300.
Punch the dude in the balls.
301 million. James Harden, and then, wow, that was nice. I'm not gonna lie. I would not have guessed any of these.
That was pretty quick.
Number 7. Who do you think?
You also you gave me the hint. So you were just probably looking. Who is number 7? You had to guess based off names. What'd you say? 7?
Yeah. Who's at 7?
How much is it?
Same as Harden, 301 million.
301 million. Are they playing now?
Yeah, and like I said, with endorsements, this would be a lot more.
Now money's higher than it was back then too. So a lot of higher money comes from now.
Yeah, and like you said, with endorsements, a lot of these guys would be way more.
It's not Giannis. I know that.
No.
Are they in the playoffs?
Yeah. They're in one of the better series going on.
They're in the Kings Warriors series. Is it number 30 himself?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Curry's number 7, 301. But with endorsement, with his like deal, with his Under Armour deal, he would be way higher. Yeah. But number 6, not playing anymore. Just so you know.
Not playing anymore.
What
position?
Shooting guard.
I just have to say it. Is it technicality? Is it Allen Iverson?
No. It's not. That's a good guess. That's tricky, but no, it's a pure shooting guard.
Is it Kobe?
Maybe 4. Yeah, it is Kobe. 323.
Not playing anymore. So it was one of the two.
323.
I know it's not Jordan because contracts back then weren't as big as they are now.
All right. You did pretty good with that list.
With endorsements, he would be freaking huge.
Oh, Kobe would be billionaire. Is he a billionaire? Is his family in the billions or no?
I don't think so. I think LeBron and Jordan, I think, are the only
Oh, yeah, you're right. They're the only two. All right, top 5. Number 5. This one, it made sense to me, but I also would not have guessed it.
Made sense to you.
Yeah. That wasn't a hint. That made sense.
Playing?
No. But we talked about Dillon Brooks. We talked about trash talk. He was probably...
So he's a big trash talker.
He was probably the best.
So is it KG?
It is KG. Yeah. That was an easy hint. Yeah. See,
well, I was going down the list. I was like KG, Rasheed Wallace, Ron Artest. Yeah. I was going down the list. I was like, Artest ain't make bread. I was like, Rasheed ain't make bread. I was like...
No, KG at 5 with $334 million.
That's crazy.
Right? I didn't think he made that much.
Me neither. That's actually crazy. I did not think he made that much.
Right? When it said him in top 5, I was like,
hey, Hall of Famer for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, like, it made sense, but it's just interesting. All right, number 4.
Tim Duncan.
No.
Oh. I was just gonna take a guess.
That was a very common.
I was like, I'm just gonna guess. I don't know. See if I get it first try.
Not Tim Duncan. That was funny.
Forwards.
Yeah, no.
Same Hall of Fame class too. Are they still playing?
Yeah, they are.
I'm gonna have to get that. I'm gonna have to have that every time. They're still playing.
I will say the rest of these guys are all still playing.
Okay. Are they? So is this dude in the playoffs?
Yes.
Okay. Still in the playoffs. Made bread. That means he's played a while.
He's also been really good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're not gonna
obviously.
Get paid
yeah, obviously.
Still playing. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of everyone that's still playing.
See, that's what I had to do. Then with your questions, I'm like,
bread.
Someone say he's had a bit of a resurgence of sorts.
I was gonna say, is it Russell?
It is Russ.
Yeah, I was like, it's either Russ or KD.
Because we're in the 300 million.
344 was the last one, right? Was KD?
No, 334 was the last one.
334 was the last one. So Russ is 343.
No, close though. He was at 336.
Oh, I was gonna say 339. I was gonna say 339.
That's so much money. Can you think about $336 million?
I don't know what I'd do with myself.
It's insane.
Play a lot of golf.
Top 3. Play a lot of golf. That's it, man.
No, I do a lot of other things. That's just the first thing. Top 3. Number 3. They're still playing.
Yeah, they're all still playing.
Is this dude in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Is it KD?
How did you know that? I swear you saw this list already.
No, because I know LeBron is not 3. And that's the only person I know, and I think he's number 1.
Bro, yeah, KD's at 349, number 3. Man, I was really waiting for you to just not guess any of these. You already guessed 2 straight up. Number 2, I would not have guessed ever. That's me. You might. I never would have thought. At this point,
I mean, I know one is
They're
LeBron.
Still playing. They're in the playoffs.
I know
never would have thought they were number 2 all time.
Is it Anthony Davis?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
No, bro gets hurt too much.
I know, but no, he still makes.
Also, he's been playing long, but I don't think he's been playing long enough to be top 2 in like money.
So 349 was KD, you said?
Yeah.
So he's got to make over 350.
He's made more than 349.
Is it 352? More. Oh my god. And they're still playing.
Yep.
Gosh.
Vet, playoffs, all that.
Well, yeah, they gotta be a vet. Ain't no Jason Tatum making 350. This is actually hard, bro. I don't know. I threw KD out, but oh my god, vet still playing. It's not PG.
No, this is a tough one. This is a tough one.
Western or Eastern Conference?
West.
Is it? It's not Chris. Is it Chris Paul?
Is it Chris Paul? It's Chris Paul, right? When did he make so much? You want to know how much he's made? $359 million.
Nah.
My reaction exactly.
I was thinking 350, 352. What?
Since when CP3, he's nice, but since when does he
That's crazy.
I'm trying to think about his contracts.
I don't know.
Since when has he made that much money?
I love how I whispered it to you too. I didn't even
he's
say.
He's moved
like,
around.
Chris Paul.
Somebody you wouldn't expect that at all. He's moved around quite a bit recently.
Number one I know is.
Yeah, come on, obviously.
Everyone knows it's LeBron.
Billionaire, LeBron. But his outside of endorsements was 431.
Golly, Shucky Darns.
Yeah, 431.
That's
insane.
absurd.
LeBron was probably the only one.
That's absurd.
I could guess right.
Yeah. That was different. That was different.
It's a good list.
I actually got, how many did I get?
You got 2 right off the bat.
I got LeBron and Shaq. I knew they were on that list, but I didn't get them in order. I got KD off of this no guess. Just number 3, just KD. I got Russell off of no guess, just the money.
I think you got Curry or Kobe.
No, because I said AI. You said
shooting guard,
I said AI, and then I said Kobe. I think it was Curry. I think it might have been Curry.
That was good, though. You did good.
No,
you did good.
I did a lot better than I thought.
That's tough. That's tough.
I think we got to go now into our, obviously, how we've been ending the last 2 episodes with our little overrated, underrated segment. So I came in with some picks. Obviously, one of my overrated picks, I had a Kwame Brown. I don't know if you remember that.
How could you not? This man is a bona fide scrub. It's one of the greatest clips of Stephen A. of all time.
It made it Stephen A. his career.
He says no disrespect to the man whatsoever, and then proceeds to just tear him apart.
Yeah. I mean, that's nothing else got to be said. The man is traumatized. He played with Jordan and Kobe.
Yeah, no. Kwame Brown.
Yeah. I didn't have Deion Waiters.
Oh,
I got Philly cheese.
Really?
Yeah. Man.
Why?
Bro, go back and watch the ending of his Miami career. He had one good year in Miami. His first year in Miami.
You know what?
Then he basically said, screw the team, had edibles on the team flight, all that, so screw him.
Yeah, no, Deion. So this is just a hurt Miami fan talking.
A little bit, but also, he didn't play good.
Yeah, no,
he had, a good 2 seasons.
The thing about Deion Waiters the 2 things I always think of. 1, his battle with Tim Hardaway Jr. in the Rising Stars game. I don't know if that was 2014 or was it 13 or was before. But you remember that? Yeah. That was crazy. They were going back and forth. That was all time. And then his game winner versus, I think, the Warriors. Was it? I don't know if it was while he was on Miami or not.
The one in Miami, I think, was against Philly. Because the one against the Warriors that I remember.
No, he had one against Clay. Because he did a move.
Possibly.
I don't think he was on. Was he on my? I think he was
possibly.
Because it was a move he went tween to the one side, to the right, tween to the left, and then pulled up in Clay's face and cashed a 3. And I would practice that move in the gym because I was like, that is so tough. And this is the time when the Warriors were winning, peak whatever. So I was like, the fact that it was the size up, the speed, the change into the footwork of stepping into the pull up. I would practice all that. So that's what I think of when I think of Deion Waiters. But I can agree with that. Overrated. I can.
My other one is Eric Bledsoe.
Bro, no, not Bledsoe. He was my guy in 2K.
The Suns, we're gonna be honest. Wasn't Gerald Green your guy in 2K? That was my dude in 2K. That man couldn't miss.
I didn't play.
Gerald Green couldn't miss in 2K.
But Eric Bledsoe, he was fast. He had hops, bro. But is he?
Exactly. That's why I said it, because he vanished off the face of the earth.
So far, every time I say what happened to somebody, they show up on the news.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
Man was the 3rd best option. It was the 3rd point guard option in Phoenix 5 years ago. So I was like, yeah.
Is he still playing?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
He had a good couple years in Milwaukee. That was it.
Yeah. Dang.
And then I have Kendrick Perkins.
Obviously. I feel like that goes without saying.
Yeah, I just hadn't said it before, so I have that. Then I have 2 baseball
players.
Carry on.
He says carry on after
Carry
everything.
the hell on.
Yeah.
I have 2 baseball players that you're not going to know. But I have Chris Davis.
No clue.
And if any baseball fans are listening to, there's 2 Chris Davises. There's one that played with the Orioles, who was a home run machine, had 40 something home runs in 4 seasons in a row. Then just forgot how to hit a baseball and was so overpaid. And I don't have him, but I should have him. I have the other Chris Davis, the one that's spelled with a K. And it's in regards to this man would either hit 47 home runs, twice, and he had the same batting average for I think it was 6 years in a row, and it was 237. Which is not it's a pretty poor batting. Average is 250. So he's hitting like 237 like every year consistently. Like every year it was like the same batting average. I don't know. I just never thought he was that good. I think he went to an All-Star game.
Yeah.
I was just like, he's not that good. And then I have Jonathan Papelbon, which is a name I hadn't heard in so long.
Excuse me?
He played with Philly and he played with Washington.
Wait, say that again?
Jonathan Papelbon.
Papelbon?
And he was a closing pitcher.
Interesting.
And screw him. He got in a fight with Bryce Harper. It was a warranted fight, but you don't touch Bryce Aaron Max Harper like that.
You say bro's full government name.
Bryce Aaron Max Harper.
Bryce Aaron Max. Bro got 3 first names. That's funny.
I did just government named him. And he was just like, he was always so mad. Like, he wasn't like the greatest pitcher, bro. Like, he was just mid. He was mid. Mm-hmm. But yeah, those are my little overrated 6 players. And I got some underrated players.
Underrated is good. I need to come back. I didn't have any underrated
3
right
baseball
now.
players and 3 basketball players. Now I want to see if you give me a name who you think is underrated
in basketball.
Yeah, and see if I have them. 2 of them are still playing.
Underrated right now, I would say.
And 1 would still played recently. I want to see if we think.
I don't know. I feel like as far as basketball goes, people get attention for good or bad reasons, but never people that should get attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Either you're really good and you get the coverage, or you're like Dillon Brooks and trash and you get coverage.
I have Drew Holiday.
I feel like he's not underrated.
I still think he's underrated.
Still?
Yeah.
He had like 50 a couple games ago before.
And no one they talked about it for
he's
1 day.
He's a multiple-time All-Star too.
People talk about him for like a couple days.
He's also a key defensive component for that team. I feel like
no one talks about him. That's why I say it.
Yeah,
he gets no spotlight.
He doesn't get the media coverage he should.
That's why.
But
don't think he's properly rated.
Like
he's properly
rated. He's a star for me.
He's properly rated from his peers. Basketball players say he's one of the hardest to defend him, but the media doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
I have J.R. Smith. A lot of people forget what this man did in New York and in Denver. And
because they remember what he did in 2018.
That's why. One bad play. I refuse to believe it. I refuse it. This man has a whole song written about him. That song, formed my early years, bro. I knew that song word for word.
Yeah.
I used to do the celebration. With the ring
everyone
around. Everyone did that celebration. Like the man in the Knicks, goated. In Denver, he had that dunk where he jumped from the free throw line and bodied this man. Crazy.
No, J.R. Smith.
So I have him underrated.
You know what's funny? My friend went to school with him. My best friend.
College?
He goes to North Carolina A&T. And same time when J.R. Smith went there, and he got a picture with him and stuff, and J.R. Smith is on the golf team and everything.
Yeah, he's on the golf team.
And he would see him around all the time.
This man has eligibility because he went straight out of high school.
Yes, it was so funny. He sent us a picture to the group chat of him and J.R. Smith, and we were like, no freaking way.
That's
you
crazy.
Actually got a picture with him.
And then I have Goran Dragic.
Yeah, no, he. I fully agree with that.
Always has been.
I've always felt like he's been solid.
Man was the key point that the Heat needed.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, 100%. Yeah. Don't even need to say
I agree with that.
Then I have some baseball players. Obviously, you're not going to know. I have starting Marte. He's with the Mets now. Played a year with the Marlins. I've always thought he was just good. He just never gets no recognition. He's like a 300 hitter every year. Steals he led the league 1 year in stolen bases. He's just a great defender. He had a blender against the Marlins, but he's a Gold Glover. Deserves to be an All-Star. More,
for sure.
But again, it's a popularity contest. So I have right now he's a pitcher for the Astros, Framber Valdez, their best pitcher.
I think I've heard of him.
Absolutely destroyed the Phillies in the World Series. Made them look stupid at the box, and honestly, he's their ace right now, and he should definitely be an All-Star. He's still pitching good. So I think he should get more coverage. And then I had to put it in here, obviously, as a Marlins fan, I had to put in Mr. Marlin himself, Jeff Conine. Don't think he was ever rated properly. Man, we took him when we became a team in '93, and man was there for both World Series. Yeah, he's Mr. Marlin for a reason.
How long is he?
He was there when we started in '93, I think till 2001. Then he left, and we got him back in 2003. We won. And then he stayed there until 2005, I think, and then he retired. But
okay.
Mr. Marlin, that's, again, as a Marlins fan, that's a little bit biased. But he was one of the greatest Marlins players to, players during his Marlins tenure and not just be like a 1 year kind of thing. Like Christian Yelich won his MVP after we traded him away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you could say he's one of like, yeah, but he didn't do it with the Marlins. This guy like was there for both World Series. The only player to be there for both World Series and integral part of the 97 World Series and all that. So shout out Jeff Conine.
I like the underrated list. I'm going to have to make one of those.
Yeah.
Because there's plenty of people. I'd probably lean in more NFL too.
I know. I didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of NFL guys that
didn't get into it, and I was like, I need to like actually see. I was like, for overrated in the NFL, I couldn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't tell you. I could possibly tell you some underrated, but for some reason, I don't know. I feel like in the NFL, I just can't tell you. They're a bigger team too. They're bigger teams.
Yeah, there's a lot more pieces.
There's 22 different people that play.
Oh, I got an NFL one. Now look.
Oh, say it.
I think I already said Trayvon Diggs. For a while.
Oh, overrated. Yeah.
For a while. Look, not now anymore, but there was a good bit where I was like, Jalen Ramsey.
100%.
I was like,
I'm with you on that.
I don't know
good thing you said it.
if I see what everybody else sees.
Good thing you said it because I said the same
thing. He's
thing.
good, but I feel like he's the kind of dude that either has a phenomenal defensive pressure or he gets cooked every route. I don't think there's an in-between.
It's so, like, exactly what I said.
Like, he's on every highlight.
Yes.
Like, not always
no
one
one sees it because Aaron Donald got to Joe Burrow, but if you look at the final play of that,
Jamar Chase was wide open.
Jalen Ramsey was on the floor.
That's a touchdown. That's
was
game.
On the floor.
I know.
That's game winner.
If
Bengals
Burrow had
win.
like 2 more seconds, that's game winner.
Yep. I'm with you on that one. I think for a cool minute,
he got cooked by like Mike Evans,
especially when he first went to LA.
Yeah.
I was like,
there's still
overrated.
a play, and Debo had like a 50-yard run or whatever off a short pass, and it was Niners against Rams, and like last person in the backfield was Jalen Ramsey, and Debo ran right over him. He literally ran through Jalen Ramsey to the end zone.
Crazy. Through him is crazy.
I remember that play because not only was it ridiculous, we watched it live. It gave me so many fantasy points. Yeah.
Nice.
So Jalen Ramsey, I don't know. He's good, but I feel like people talking about him a little too much.
I see it. But yeah, that was my little overrated, underrated. You had yours last time. I had like one person. So now
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I mean, I know I talked about him already, but in my class, like when I had my list, I was like, okay, this was last week. I cut it all and I put Dillon Brooks at the top.
Valid.
That's what I did.
That's where your head's going right now.
That's what my mindset was, and I was like, that's all I need to say.
Nice.
So.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that. Yeah. Next week we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who you have next week, and we'll see who I bring in next week. I think next week we're gonna have the first round of the draft to talk about too.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like second round of playoffs almost already, and baseball's gonna be like in bigger swing.
Bigger swing. It's gonna be fun.
See what I did there? Nice,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Thank you.
Last time I did that, it was golf.
I know. I just messed with you. I just wanted to mess with you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Probably should wrap up.
Yeah, no, I thought I got another breaking news. That's why I looked down at my phone. That's why I stopped. I got another breaking news. No, it's just a text.
I never even got
the NFL one.
No, I got it, but it was late. Like real late.
I'm different. But yeah, no, this has been the 14th episode.
Yeah.
Of the Players Club podcast. Kind of more of like a random one. We didn't.
Yeah, we've been kind of all over the place.
We didn't have because we talked about like we were in baseball, but the notification I got kind of led into football. We went back into baseball to finish it, and touched on football really quick.
But I do like these new little the segments.
The ending. I think it's a good way to end it.
I'm gonna come back with some questions in my underrated list next week.
All right, perfect. Test me.
Yeah. Once again, we have an email at theplayersclubpod@gmail.com, and Twitter. Need to be more active on Twitter.
I do.
You are? I have not looked at Twitter forever. I'm
gonna
be honest.
I
but at the Players Club PC,
and
we're on YouTube now.
We are on.
We talked about it before, but we're on YouTube.
We're officially on YouTube.
It's make sure to go to the Players Club podcast.
Yeah, we are currently audio only on YouTube.
Yeah,
just getting it on another platform. But next year when we come back next semester, we will have a camera in here and we will be fully video on YouTube and audio only on Spotify.
I gotta say it. Like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell.
You've been wanting to say that.
I have been wanting to say that for real.
Held it in the whole podcast.
It would be greatly appreciated.
25 minutes.
Also on Spotify, give us some ratings. 5-star.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you don't have a 5-star, we don't want it.
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. 100%.
But yeah, this has been the 14th episode of the Players Club podcast, and
See you guys next week.
We'll be back next week.
Bye.